No, we did not win the CME. No, we did not. And our hats off to the folks that did. But I am Bagger Don at Stock Market Caddy. Today is Saturday, December 14th at about 9:30. By the way, if you want to know more about who we are, what we're about, be sure to visit the site. And you're also welcome to call any day, including weekends, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 813-758-8263. Happy to chat with you about the markets, about what you're doing, about what we're doing, about what we might be able to do to help you. Now, before I share with you our standings, our final standings in the challenge, let me just share with you a couple of things. And no, I'm not going to um, make an excuse like that golfing friend that you have. If it wasn't for that pebble in my shoe, I would have beat you. You know the guy. I'm not going to do that. What we decided to do with the CME challenge. Now, the CME challenge is a challenge that we don't normally face. In that, the only way to make money in the CME challenge, it's a week-long contest, is to do something we don't ordinarily do. A couple of things. Number one, to use maximum leverage. You got to use maximum leverage because that's what the others are doing in the field. That is not something that we do day in and day out, nor do I suggest that anyone do that. That's not a good idea. So please know that. Secondly, the CME challenge does not have a margin call. So it's one of those things that it may not be, and put on by the CME. And let's face it, it's a fun endeavor type of thing, but it's not really a very disciplined approach because it encourages maximum leverage, does not enforce margin calls. So there's some inducement to hold on to positions, especially if they're having a drawdown, because why close out a position, reduce your account value yourself, basically impose your own margin call, and then not have the capital to come back. So there are some things about that. The third piece is we're not able to use any of our robotics. You have to put the trades in manually, and it's a 3-step process. It's pretty slow. It's real-time data, but the orders going in are very slow. So it's not conducive for very active trading, which we are. That all said, we do enter it to try to do the best that we can without expending a tremendous amount of time trying to win it. So what we decided to do, let me show you. These were the major markets that we were prepared to trade. And you can see, by the way, we have a 13-minute interval. If you've never put them on a 13-minute interval, you might want to. Why might you use 13 minutes? 13 minutes is evenly divisible of the normal trading session hours between 9:30 and 4. So it's kind of in between 10 and 15. It's kind of a neat number to use. But that's not what we did. What we did was to look at the markets on Sunday night. Let me share with you. Now, we didn't share this up in advance because I did not want to disclose, not to our members, but to others, what our strategy was. On Sunday of last week, we looked at all the markets and we were looking for those stocks or those markets that were in euphoria on a daily basis or in panic. The only one that was in euphoria, as I recall, but in particular, was the NASDAQ. It was at that time in euphoria. So the thought was, let's come in and get maximum leverage on the NASDAQ based on it being in euphoria. And that the likelihood was that it would pull back, well, it would be 20 days, but we were going to need a little bit of, some of the good luck from the trading gods. Maybe we get a pullback to the mean. Even if we got a little pullback, we should do okay. and then we could reposition. Maybe if we could get ourselves to 30, 40, $50,000, the beginning balance was 100,000, then we could reposition, look for yet another one. And I really had my eyes on silver, and but I didn't want to short silver at the beginning of the week. I thought maybe toward, excuse me, the latter part of the week. Long story short, on Tuesday, we were up about $20,000, and we were number 32. That was the highest we got. Now I was very, very tempted to close it, and then move to silver. In fact, I think I know we verbalized it in the live session on YouTube at that point, but we didn't. We held, and we got caught. And we gave back all that profit, had a pretty healthy drawdown, pulled all the way back, and the NASDAQ just never gave it to us. It was unfortunate because when late Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, silver in particular really did pull in. And had we, if I had only hit that shot, but had we exited the NQ and gone with the silver, we would have done, we probably would have won. We would have been up over 100,000. In fact, we did put the silver trade on in a micro contract. So they actually had two categories. So let me show you that all said. And then the plan was, if we were in the top 10 in the last 24 to 36 hours, then we were going to stay up overnight, and as clunky as the site is, trade it actively to win. And we just never got that opportunity. So where did we finish? Let me show you. So here are the final standings. And this is us down here. This is the micro leaderboard. And now we just put on a couple of markers in the micros. We weren't really trying to win that per se, but what we did do is put on a short. You can see the silver in the MES. We put some MES short, and we put the silver short. And we ended up finishing 48. Now, I don't think there were 3,000 contestants. I don't think all 3,000 were competing in the micros. I think, not even actively are all 3,000 trading. Some people register and never trade. But the overall is what we were after. And let me see if I can, don't know why we're getting that. Bear with me here. Okay, sorry about that. So here is the overall, and out of 3,000, we didn't do anything. We had a high watermark of about 20. We had a low watermark of about 20. The NASDAQ just didn't do much of anything, and we ended up finishing it at 700. So not very good. Had we taken our 20 grand, repositioned onto the silver at the extreme, we probably would have won just that alone, not even trying to trade actively in the last hour. I think we would have won it, because a lot of these people punched up and then they just kind of sat on the lead. As you can see, we only traded 8 times. So that is what we did. We'll try again the next time. We've implemented some different strategies. I wish there was a way, I don't know if they call it an API or something to trade it robotically, but I don't think there would ever be that case because it's just so clunky. It's like a 3 or 4 step process to get a single trade in. So my hat's off to the people that did win. I'm not taking anything away from them. This person here traded 65 times. That was quite a bit. So they did extremely well. And, my hat's off to them. But I do share with everybody, let me minimize this, those particularly annual members and even monthly members. Let me see if I can blow this up. When you have at the beginning of the week, you have anything in euphoria on a daily basis. Playing it for a counter over the next week or 10 days isn't a bad way to go. It just isn't. Or if you have stocks that are in panic, or any market that is on a daily basis is in panic sell, Playing it for the counter, that is the bounce, also isn't a bad way to go. Remember, you can also change the radar very, very quickly and put it into a weekly basis. And while we're here together, let's do that. And here they are on a weekly. Ethereum on a weekly is just about in euphoria. Am I going to be buying Ethereum here? No. No way. A counter trend move on Ethereum would bring it back to 3,000. Bitcoin, same. A counter trend move on Bitcoin would bring it back to 79,000. So now, if you do decide to fade those, it doesn't mean it's going to happen next week, but the probability is over the next 20 to 30 days, there's a very, very high probability that they will. And that's what we were playing for, was that probability that we were going to pull back on the NASDAQ on a daily. We just didn't get it in time for the weekly contest. I wish everyone the best. Thank you for cheering us on. It was fun. We weren't trying to prove an outcome, right? We weren't. I wasn't in there on the CME challenge just trying to post, a $20,000 profit and Katie by the door. We were trying to win it without expending a tremendous amount of time and effort. Let's face it, it was a challenge, and we're challenged every week for time. So, but I did want to let you know where we finished and how we did and how we went about it. The next time we'll probably do it a little bit different, and hopefully with a little bit of luck we'll win it one of these times. They've only done it like 4 times, so it's not like something they do a lot. We wish everyone the best. Have a great weekend, and don't hesitate to give us a shout. Thanks so much, everyone.